Welcome back, Popular Committee. It's so good to see you again. Well, last turn we had a magnificent victory, guys, against Württemberg. I believe we've completely wiped them out, although they might still have a few holdings over here. Although, from what I can see, we are currently at peace with just about everybody. And who am I looking at for a potential attack? Of course, the Dutch. The reason being, we can actually use the Dutch city of Amsterdam to try and exchange it for instance, Dutch Guyana. That would give us complete control over the northeastern part of South America, so I think that's certainly something to consider. Of course, in the meantime, right here, we are rebuilding this army. I mean, it has a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work to actually rebuild it, and we don't currently have any major enemies. However, we have had issues over in the Americas in terms of natives attacking our actual settlements. So let me go over here and just make sure that everything's good. And let me also kill Discord while I'm at it. So initially we got a message over here that the Cherokee had declared war. Oh no, sorry. The Iroquois, I believe. Yeah, guys, this makes a lot more sense. So the Iroquois have declared war on us here in the Americas, and we, of course, want to go and defend as quickly as possible. But this is all we have right here. We really don't have much in the way of actual troops to defend the area. What I can do, though, I'm going to first start sending over some priests if I can. We have been trying to completely convert the Cherokee territory, and in fact, we've gotten it to 52%. But I'm going to send it up here just to make sure that even the natives in this area would support us in a war against the Iroquois. We might also attempt to get some Cherokee allies, but I haven't decided on that one yet. And something I'm definitely going to do, guys, I don't want to send the cannons, but I want to send just these 3 groups of men. Make sure that, yeah, the people are still going to more or less follow our orders and not revolt. So I'm going to take this group, and I am immediately going to start heading towards Upper Louisiana in an attempt to defend it from that incoming Iroquois army. I'm hoping what we have here is sufficient to stop them, but I can't be certain. A lot has to happen in the next 2 turns, namely our army needs to be completely resupplied and rearmed. It's not going to happen next turn, but I'm curious to see what our financial situation is next turn, to see if there's really anything we can do in terms of building units here, or going back to the mainland, and of course, getting some additional army units in Paris. We are trying to get that second army, but whether or not we can actually afford it, only time will tell, I think. Yep, not a single person's going to be attacking us here, and back to our turn. Looks like we've also got a new agent over here, Jean-Jacques from our new Württembergian city. So this otherwise would have likely gone to Württemberg, but we can now actually use this scholar, send him over to our university here, and start researching. So I think this is an excellent idea. Let me just take a look at that army. And we might as well also begin to reform these guys, as you can see. But I think, excuse me, since we're not completely at threat here, and it looks like, by the way, the Saxons were just destroyed as well. I'm guessing they were destroyed by the Prussians, potentially a future enemy here. But since we don't have to worry about anybody attacking us at Paris right now, I think I'm just going to go back here to the New World, and again, try to get that army there quickly. You can see, I think the Iroquois will be there next turn, and we're going to be forced, absolutely forced to defend this area. Man, that's frightening. We can't even get the cavalry there in time. Now, one thing we could do, since there's not much else we really can do at the moment, is we could upgrade these existing farms, but if the enemy's going to take this area, that's kind of a waste. So let me go over here. The Weaver's Cottages, this is going to bring in tremendous region wealth. It is expensive, but again, that region wealth is going to count for a lot. Alright guys, we'll return once we go through the turn. Alright, a little bit of luck. So it looks like the enemy went for the farmland nearby instead of attacking us openly. What I'm going to do is grab my entire force here. The problem is we don't actually have a general as part of this force, and I believe that's because we need to get a general over here in the home regions. Not the home regions, but like the initial regions. Let's see if we can get one here. No, not even here. So for sure, we're going to have to hire a general from the home regions. In which case, we are going to have to hit this army, well, essentially with no general. And it looks like they're cutting through the rest of our territory, so they might even be attempting to get back over here to New Orleans, Louisiana, and take the city of New Orleans. That would be absolutely devastating. So I'm going to do whatever I can to follow these guys. But then again, in this situation, it's kind of hard to know exactly what's right. I think in the meantime, we can go ahead and get another manufactory going, or we could just really try to give chase to this guy. So I'm going to leave here. It might be a huge mistake to give chase, but I'm going to leave and just attempt to catch up to this guy. In the meantime, we can, of course, go ahead and repair these cotton plantations. These cotton plantations bring in tremendous amounts of wealth, guys, so we really don't want to lose them. So as you can see over here, we don't have that military recruitment ability. If we go here to New Orleans, Louisiana, we might be able to recruit a general, but we would need to get the next military upgrade. As you can see, we've got no military buildings here. Now, if I'm to go over here, for instance, to Paris, I can just hit recruitment, and the general is right there. So I am going to go ahead and prepare a general for the New World. It's going to take some time to get him over there, but I think he's absolutely essential. Let's just take a quick look, hiding over here in the ships. Unfortunately, this is just an admiral, or else I'd most certainly hire him. And let's make sure that over here in our other colonies, like the Windward Islands and Martinique, and again, in French Guiana, no. We're definitely going to have to bring a general over. And of course, this means that the entire, we're going to call it the Caribbean plan, let's call it. I don't know why, because we're not actually in the Caribbean, but I want to call it the Caribbean plan. With the Caribbean plan, we are going to need to bring a general from France, maybe even with an entire army, to be able not just to exploit the Caribbean, but to potentially keep the natives away from Louisiana. Now I'm eyeing beautiful beautiful Netherlands here, on the way to the city of Amsterdam, of course, and I think our next battle is going to be here at Colonial. I think we're also going to need to bring in some reinforcements, if at all possible. So what I'm going to do here, just grab 2 of these guys, and we are going to begin to merge with this army. We're not going to do it yet, because I want to keep this city under guard for now, and as a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet that if we leave this city, they're immediately going to revolt. So while we're here, look at this. We can actually go ahead, maybe get some additional dragoons, cavalry de ligne. Let's see how we're doing on cavalry. Wonderful. We don't have many cavs, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and refresh those cavalry here. Well, what do you know? The United Provinces have been destroyed. So guys, what an unbelievable turn of events. And I'm just going to take a look over here. It looks like, my God, the Prussians have taken over everything. I mean, look at this, guys. The Prussians are on an absolute roll right now, and I almost feel like we have no choice but to go to war with them. But this is almost certainly going to be a question for the committee, because this changes so much. It really does. I'm going to also make sure that we just have 1 unit remaining there at home, because the people are getting a little bit restless. Again, we don't need every single one of these units. But of course, this is definitely a frightening outcome. I'm going to go ahead and also get a general there. This completely changes our approach, and we're going to have to decide now where to go from here. Now, I'm thinking that Savoy over here, Turin, is going to probably be the next thing to attack. But you know what? I'm even looking at Madrid, Spain, and thinking that that could potentially be a good option. But ultimately, it's going to come down to attacking the Prussians. They're extremely strong at this point. Not to mention that if we attack them, we're not going to have to worry about going to war with the... We're not going to have to worry about going to war with the Spanish, the Americans, the British, or even the Dutch, since they've already died, or even the Austrians, I should say, because I'm pretty sure that they are going to be on our side during this fight. So let's do it, guys. We are declaring war on Friedrich II, and thankfully Austria has joined us. We had no choice, guys. We've got to stop them here. They're just growing too strong. They burn the Netherlands to the ground. Let's get out there and face them as quickly as possible. I'm also going to jump over here, and hopefully we can attack the Iroquois this turn. Wish us luck. Again, a battle without a general, and they have Teonin Hokorawan, an actual general here leading them, is going to be a tough one. Wish us luck, and let's hope that Remy Guscard does a pretty good job. Well, we are on the attack. So first things first, this cannon immediately a limber, and let's start moving towards them. I see them over here, and what I want to do is try and get that uphill advantage. So as you can see, I am moving quickly up that hill. I think it's the only chance we have for a victory, and we don't want these guys roaming around afterwards, you know, potentially attacking cities if we lose this battle. So we're going to move over there. We've also got our cavalry unit, which I'm just going to call our unofficial general, and we're going to move him up here with the rest of the men. Come on, boys. Best of luck against these native dogs. And you know what? I see that artillery unit being a major threat to our men. What I'm going to do is try to wipe it out right now. They don't have many units nearby. I mean, they do right here, and they probably could respond. But worst case scenario, we get into a fight with some of their mounted tribal gunners and we lose our cav. But if we can take out that artillery, we're going to be much better off. So I'm rushing down there. I'm going to try to make it not too obvious, so it'll kind of seem like I'm going for the woods. Although I don't think the enemy's going to fall for this ruse. I think they're probably going to send that chief's bodyguard against us almost instantly. So we might have to jump the parapet here. Let's do it. Just jump right into the damn cavalry, or excuse me, artillery, and kill them all before they can fire a single shot. Here we go, folks. I'm hoping that this somewhat odd strategy works here. Let's do it, boys. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right over the top. Yep, look at that. Chief's bodyguard is on the way. I should try to get some guys over here to start shooting at the chief's bodyguard, because if we can get a lucky kill on him, man, we're going to feel pretty good during this battle. I don't think so, though, and actually it looks like the enemy cavalry is going away from our cavalry. So maybe they... Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Run back, run back, run back, run back. Mounted tribal gunners, guys. Mounted tribal gunners. You know what? Wow, yeah, they quickly routed our men there. I was hoping that I could actually get a shot here very quickly with this unit of infantry. And I'm actually going to move forward with just 2 of these guys. And again, if things get bad, we're going to run right back up this hill in an effort to kind of save ourselves. I'm not going to lie, we're in a bit of a General Custer situation right now. The enemy's not surrounding us, but they do have us trapped up here on this hill. We really need to lure them in. If we can't, I think we're dead. Come on, boys. Get a shot on them. La Revolution, boys, come on. We must end their tribal politics. Give them a republic. There we go. Nice. Saw quite a few of the mounted tribal gunners drop there. And I believe we got them to run. Not too shabby, guys. Again, if we could get these guys to just stop raiding our territory, I'm going to be a happy camper. Yeah, I'm going straight for the general's bodyguard. The chief's bodyguard, I should say. Again, if we can get a kill on this guy, I'm pretty sure the rest of the battle ends right here. So let's move up. That looked like it could almost be some men. What is that? Okay, just some trees that have been chopped down. So again, I'm going to move up. I'm going to try to get a shot here on the chief's... Oh, shit! Tribal gunners back for another run. You bastards. In fact, we'll just get in square formation here. With this group, I'm going to move forward. I think they're going to run quickly, though. I don't think they're going to put up much of a fight. And sure enough, we have enemy musket men to deal with. I may have fallen into the enemy trap here. Maybe I should have just stayed on the hill, but I am going to engage those musket men, guys. I'm hoping that our French men can outshoot them. In fact, I want to spread them out. Très bien. Now fire. And again, if the general approaches, we can always just go into square formation, so not too concerned. Let's just see how these Marine Fusiliers do against a native musket line. Pretty realistic casualties for a musket line. I mean, they've only lost 4 men so far as casualties, now 5. Just got to keep it going and hope that that general's bodyguard doesn't push. It looks like they're going to try right here. Nope, never mind. I have to say, the AI in Imperial Splendour is so much better than the standard AI here for Total War. Oh my gosh, we got Braves, guys. These Braves will kill our men in a flash. I'm going to immediately focus fire on them. This is, of course, the Native American close combat warriors. They really know what they're doing. The Deer Clan Warpath Braves. I have not seen these guys. A new class of Braves, but we're going to try to shoot them down. They're essentially the elite warriors of the Iroquois. Alright, let's fire here. Come Come on, boys, come on, damn it. No, they're just not able to get the shot before the enemy makes contact. Nonetheless, not doing too bad, but this is when the enemy decides to bring in the general, so you know what? I'm going to move my army forward as well. Because I'm almost certain that our men will break here, and if they do, that gives us a chance to quickly, and I mean quickly, focus our fire on the enemy general here. You can see we're already shooting at the chief's bodyguard. We could go and try and rescue our men there from the Braves, but I think right now the most important thing is to keep firing. And what do you know? Even the Braves are running. Absolutely wonderful. Let's focus entirely on this chief here. Excuse me. The last thing we need is native resistance. Shut her down. There we go, guys. I think we did it. And Ongawanasiani, I think it's Ongawanasiani, is going to be running for his dear life here, hopefully leaving with his army out of this area completely, because we don't need enemy armies to be, of course, harassing our cities. But we've got to keep in mind, these guys have a capital, and now the question is, do we leave here with an army that doesn't have a real general and attempt to hit their capital? I don't know, man. I'm not so sure yet. In fact, I'm going to leave that up to the popular committee. In the meantime, we have to take out the Iroquois medicine men. Of course, they have a sort of tribal shamanistic religion, so we want to go ahead and finish that off. In fact, I'm even going to target them with artillery. But hopefully this will be the last group of enemy Braves we have to deal with. I'm still keeping an eye behind because those natives could come back at any time. But hopefully we have stopped them from being able to invade any of our current colonies. Keep it up, boys. So many different clans came together here to work with the Iroquois. And for those of you that don't know, I mean, virtually all of the native tribes that people are aware of, with the exception of, I think, the Seneca, things like that. The Iroquois, for instance, were a confederation of many native tribes. So that's why you've got here the Heron clan, the Eagle clan, all these different clans within the Iroquois that sort of represent, sort of mini tribes within their system. But yeah, I think we've got them, guys. They do have Native American warriors here. Now, this is about 120 Braves with hatchets, so it's nothing to scoff at, but I can't say that I'm very concerned. Let's try and set up this this attack here. And this should be the last group of enemies. Best of luck, boys. You will be heroes to France. Actually, this is perfect timing. They're just now making themselves visible. Just now breaking the hill there. Unfortunately, our men were not fully reloaded, but they're firing pretty quickly now. We've already knocked down 6 of the enemy, and they don't seem to be, actually attacking in this direction at all. Although now that I look at it, they could be going for the artillery. So we're going to target them with artillery as well. And in fact, I'm going to fast move this unit. Fast move, just to make sure that I get a shot here on them. Even if we wind up in close combat, I'm fairly sure we can win the fight. Okay, I take it back, I take it back. Maybe not. Fire, boys, you gotta fire quickly. Only a few of our men were prepared there. That is not good. And the last thing I want is friendly fire against our men, but that may occur here. I'm going to set these guys up to start firing immediately. And this is, of course, our North American Demi Brigade. This is probably our best trained unit right here. Good work, men. One more shot. Want to make sure that those Braves don't return to French territory. Let's be clear, this is French territory. And it's odd, because historically, the Iroquois were really good friends of the French. Looks like right here, they just don't really like us very much. I'm going to head over here and try to hit that musketmen unit quickly. They still have a few units showing up here and there, but I think for the most part, we have stopped them. You know what? I'll move forward with one of these units just to inspect the area, make sure there's no more musketmen, but I think for the most part, we have won this battle. Unless something dramatic happens, of course. Nice shot, man. They didn't get a okay, I take it back. 2 hits? Actually, that is a pretty nice shot. For 60 men, keep in mind that with 120, our average is 4 hits. So that's not bad. Clearly, these musketmen were trained by us beforehand. You heard it right, probably trained by the French. Again, the Iroquois had their closest relationships with the French. One thing we could do, bring down the rest of our army here and just try to finish them off, but I'm pretty sure that our men are going to make short work of these guys. In fact, I'm so sure I'm going to go ahead and speed this battle up, just because I want to end it here and kind of see how we're doing, period, in this area. But there we go, that's a heroic victory, and honestly, since the enemy was so separated, an extremely easy one, although they managed to kill 95 of our men. So again, nothing to scoff at, but I think that threat is for the most part neutralized. I'm going to go ahead and head back to Fort Deschamps. Well, over here, guys, we have a huge decision to make, and that is, do we really want to go to war with the Prussians? And, of course, start a massive war here, or do we want to turn on our allies, the Austrians, or do we want to hit the United Kingdom here? Now, keep in mind, I am going to put up a vote, but if you want to vote in the comments down below, then that vote counts for 3 instead of just 1. So keep that in mind, and thank you so much for being a part of this series.